IVM.
Good day, folks. Hi, Ayushi.
Hi, Tash.
Welcome back to Agla Station Adulthood. And today is a very, very special episode. And Ayushi, do you want to tell us why?
So we have some guests, which is new for us.
Will our guest give one little sound effect, just a small sound effect? Yeah. Moving on.
So this should give you enough intro into what kind of guests we are. Everyone's very old, very adult.
I'm going to be 25 in a month.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. So we haven't introduced you yet.
Oh, sorry.
You're speaking out of turn.
Don't. कैसे guest बुला लिया आपने?
Sorry, teacher.
Yes, you are a bacha. You just raise hand first. But we have, so we're going to go a little off format.
Because otherwise, our format thus far has just been that Ayushi and I are obsessed with each other. And we had a few episodes lined up of just each other. And we were like, guests? Do we want guests? Do we need guests?
We are pretty much flawless.
With each other. So then...
However, we're going to try something a little different because... These two amazing, dynamic, fantastic,
talented, empowered,
10
beautiful,
10.
gorgeous ladies are in the same ship with us.
Which is this adult floating boat that we're... Anyway.
Broken raft.
So, instead of listening to us this week solely, we're going to throw it over to our two guests and they can introduce themselves and where they are from.
Hi, my name is Aisha Ahmed. I'm from Bombay.
This is not a job interview.
No, suddenly you have to introduce yourself. How do you introduce yourself? What do you say that I ate this on my last birthday? No, but this birthday was better. What
Aisha
am I
is
supposed to
an
say?
actor, cool actor, and I have had the privilege of working with her one
I've
day.
had the privilege of working with you, Rytasha.
That's true. And now we back.
Yes, we back.
Yeah, so Aisha is super famous for those of y'all who don't know, just like Yashaswini.
Beta, give your full name, age, Instagram handle. बता दो सबको.
मेरा नाम आयशा अहमद है. मैं 23 वर्ष की हूँ और मेरा Instagram handle है AISHARAHMED.
स्पेलिंग बेस्ट है क्योंकि लोग कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे. और हमारी अगली गेस्ट इस शो पे है.
जी हाँ.
बहुत ही सुंदर, बहुत ही टैलेंटेड.
क्या बात है?
वाओ, यशस्विनी जी, आप बताइए अपनी कहानी. तालियां.
खुद को अपलॉज दे दिया.
तालियों की बौछार से इनका स्वागत किया जाए.
मेरा नाम है यशस्विनी दायमा. मैं 1 महीने में 25 साल की होने वाली हूँ.
फ्रेश.
मैंने क्लियरली ये इंटरनलाइज नहीं किया है अभी तक. और मैं एक्टिंग करने की कोशिश करती हूँ. और अगर मुझे आप देखना चाहें कहीं पर भी कभी भी तो मेरा इंस्टाग्राम हैंडल है यशस्विनी दायमा. अगर आप कंफ्यूज्ड हो तो उसके बगल में एक ब्लू टिक है. Mic drops everywhere.
Amazing, thank you.
I don't want any talk of this blue tick. Now I'm the only non-blue tick celebrity.
Teacher, I'm raising my hand. You're ignoring
Yash,
me.
go for it.
Can we drop F-bombs on this show?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can, but
They'll be bleeped out.
What are F-bombs?
Fart bombs, obviously.
पर वो तो PH होता. अभी बीप करना पड़ेगा आपको.
मैम प्लीज आप अपने बकवास अश्लीलता से हमारा फुटेज खराब कर रही हो.
अश्लीलता, it's a perfect
Word for me?
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm the most quiet, most humble, wearing ऐसा sattvic clothes. Sattvic clothes?
Okay, but the thing is, our listeners can't see. What they can do is hear. So, I'm gonna
ये जो मंडरा है ड्रोन्स हमारे आसपास बूमरैंग और सब ले रहे हैं, कुछ तो देख लेंगे ना हमारे listeners.
I'm gonna wrangle
एक
us
visual
back
reference
here.
तो हो सकता है. Yes, you will need to do that a lot.
Friends,
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Let me tell you, Ayushi is the commander-in-chief in terms of
Teacher.
sticking to structure. Because Ayushi and I are anyway famous for digressing, and now there are 4 of us who love to chit-chat. So,
Exactly.
I'm sticking to teacher.
yeah, we'll all listen to Ayushi ma'am.
No, it means it's absolutely fine.
Ayushi
I have
miss.
no insult. Miss, not ma'am, miss. I'm very young. All right, so what we're going to do is quickly, we're going to explain why this sort of cross is a good idea. And it's because, as you guys know, Tash and I have this show where we talk about how we're not adulting very well, but whatever little we've learned, we're sharing with you guys.
And these awesome girls are doing an awesome show for Dice Media, which is called Adulting. Ooh, LOL, as
jinx.
luck would have
Personal
it. That's
jinx
crazy.
has happened with our show
yeah.
and their show.
Yeah.
So we were like, this is a great opportunity for us to just literally get this conversation rolling to a larger platform, like get more people involved, because y'all are talking about the same issues. We've gone through your episodes and a lot of themes are overlapping. So do you want to just talk to our listeners a bit about your show and just brief them about aap log kya hai, season 1 mein kya hua, season 2 thoda bahut, like what are the themes, what are these characters?
तो कहानी शुरू होती है 2 लड़कियों से जो अपना घर बार छोड़ के आती है बम्बई बड़े बड़े सपनों के साथ. उन्हें मिला है छोटा सा घर,
छोटा नहीं, डिसेंट घर.
हाँ, बट वो दिल्ली के घरों की आदत है ना.
हाँ.
तो उन्हें मिला एक छोटा सा घर जहाँ पे दिक्कतों पर दिक्कतें हो रही हैं. और मेरा हिंदी इधर खत्म होता है. एंड देन दैट्स इट, दे जस्ट ट्राइंग टू सर्वाइव every single day, whether it's buy troubles, whether it's electricity, whether it's a broken pankha, whether it's a broker uncle, whether it's being broke. And season 2 has gone a little further deeper into their lives, where we've established that these girls are now thoda settling in.
They're adults.
They're adults. They've like 1-2 साल निकाल लिया, and अब थोड़ी दूसरी टाइप की issues दिख रही हैं, जैसे कि ऑफिस में बॉस सीरियसली नहीं ले रहा है, या फिर there is something that's going on in Nikhat's life that I'd rather Aisha.
Yeah, so the characters' names are Nikhat and Ray, guys. Just
you're playing Aisha's playing Nikhat and Yasha's playing Ray.
So I think the second season, why I absolutely love it, is because it's more real. Like it's मतलब पहला season also was like real issues, but they were all ऐसा के घर पे पानी भर गया, blaming each other. There was more humor in the first season.
Yeah,
yes.
Like it was more based on humor. The foundation was कि हमें, we want everybody to be happy about what they're watching.
And then you suddenly realize that adulting is serious.
Not happy at all.
No, and then we were like, they're very smart like that. Okay, we've got eyeballs. Everybody wants to watch like happy. Here. You, this is what life is like. Here, this is what you get.
Yeah,
so,
100%. Yeah.
So season 2 is more real.
Yeah, it's about like everything that like our age, that 20s wala, everybody's sort of facing, you know, not being taken seriously at their offices, or like having your this is a phase where you come to a part where relationship is not just that bachpan se suna tha, you're always gonna find someone, fall in love and happy ending. No.
Matlab, have you listened to our first episode? This is just Rytasha. Rytasha thought that she's gonna, the first man that she meets, she's gonna...
I'm Ali Bhai from Dhoom.
Matlab, but my favorite part is what I'm like majorly dealing with is what usually Aisha talks about first, is the entire mom and dad and the child relationship, how it's reversed.
Okay, I love that. So hold that thought.
Okay, cool.
We will take a break now, and then when we get into this meat of this conversation, we'll so let's slide into a little break, shall we? And when we come back, we'll be with Yasha and Aisha discussing adulting and adulthood.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another awesome week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please make sure you do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Also, just a reminder, please do make sure that if you're listening to something that you enjoy, take a screenshot of that, tag us on one of our social media handles, and we'll retweet you or share you or, I don't know, whatever works in the different handles, right? On The Scene and the Unseen, Amit Verma is joined by social commentator Santosh Desai. They discuss the many ways India has transformed in the last 30 years. On Advertising is Dead, host Varun Dugirala is joined by CEO and co-founder of Big Bang Music, Gaurav Badwa. They discuss his journey from advertising to marketing and music. For more music conversations, make sure you tune into 9XM Soundcast, where Eva Bhatt talks to Bollywood singer Vishal Mishra about learning to play 22 musical instruments without formal training. On Marbles Lost and Found, Zen and Avanti are joined by psychologist Gitanjali Palekar to talk about mental health for toddlers and preteens. Mental health is also a topic of discussion on the Pragati podcast this week, as Pawan Srinath talks to Dr. Sabina Rao and Pavitra Jayaraman about mental health challenges that face India today. With only a couple of weeks to go for the Emmys, join Janice and Anirudh on Mr. and Mrs. Binge Watch as they start their 3-part series about the Emmy Awards. This week they discuss all the nominees in the drama category. On our Kannada podcast, Thale Harate, Tejasvi Udupa joins Ganesh and Pawan to share stories from the last century of Bengaluru's growth, its planned layout and unplanned settlements. On Pesa Vesa, Anupam is joined by Sanjay Sapre. He's the president of Franklin Templeton India. They discuss the 25-year journey of Franklin Templeton and the role of mutual funds. On the Kinetic Living podcast, Urmi shares a very intense workout called Quadruped to Plank on Tabata Tuesdays and her own experience of attending a heels dance workshop on Thriving Thursdays. On Tech Careers in the News, Shiladitya is joined by Sudarshan Rungta. He's a managing director at Accenture and he's in charge of the Oracle practice. They discuss Oracle's capability and impact in the real world. On the Edges and Sledges cricket podcast, Ashwin and Varun review the India vs. West Indies Test Series and the standout performances by Hanuma Vihari, Ishant Sharma and Jasprit Bumrah. Also, if you are in control of a brand and you want your brand to have their promos read on our podcast network, do get in touch with us. You can write to us on advertisers@indusvox.com. And with that, let's get you onto your show.
Hi guys, welcome back. Sorry, I'm not supposed to say guys anymore.
Hello everyone.
I'm learning. Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. And just as we were talking about before the break, Yash was going to tell us a story about what she finds super interesting about the role reversal.
Yeah, so the thing is, my brother, who's 5 years older than me, has moved out of the house because he can. Simple.
It comes down to that.
He did it.
Yeah.
I didn't. So it's just me, mom and dad at home. And I realized how much I used to be filtered out of because he was in the house, and now also I'm older.
Yeah.
So my parents don't really filter themselves anymore. So
That's the worst.
so they're having these proper, I feel like I'm talking to 5-year-old children where both of them are saying more or less the same thing. But they don't want to agree with the other person. And they be like, what do you think? Or this. And I'm like, अरे पर तुम ये बोल रहे हो, तुम ये बोल रहे हो, तो offend क्यों हो रहे हो? It's very weird. And it's fun. And it's scary because it's only going to go in one direction. It's never going to be back to them. It will. There will come a time when I will have issues and they will be like, हाँ बेटा सुनो ये, and they'll help me out.
But in general now it's like
it's also more like I'm gonna have to take care of them. And
that thought, no, it just really, I think that's something that's been playing on my mind because my granddad was in the hospital and he got discharged today.
Oh, thank God.
Yes. So we're all very happy. But I could barely be there because work is happening and this is happening. So I try my best to get in between 10 minutes, 15 minutes, आधा घंटा. And mom said something. She's like, when I fall sick, I don't know which of my children, I have a brother. She's like, I don't know who's going to be there and all. And then I was like, 1 second. Right now, I'm all taken care of. I come back from shoot, things are ready. If I have to go early, last night, mom told me, she's like, oh, you're flying out, I have to prepare your bag and all. Means for her, it's just take the bag out, keep it there. So I put my clothes in it. And then I was like, I'll have to do it and I'll have to take care of her. And this is you can take care of the world. It's always कि हाँ ये कर लेंगे वो कर लेंगे. But the one person who's always sort of your parents are sort of always taking care of you, and then you're like, oh shit. What do you do then? So that role reversal.
This is that whole growing up situation and this is what we've been talking about throughout the episodes, is no one seems to be telling us. It's just this happy accidental stumbling upon these little gems of, hey, now you have to do this. Yeah. Hey, now you also have to do
But
X.
Even if people tell us, we'll not, वो नहीं जाता है दिमाग में ऐसा. You don't.
It has to happen to.
No, but what I mean by telling you is that this thing, they've not actually told you anything. You found it. You've stumbled upon this little thing. Even though technically your whole life in an Indian situation, you vaguely are aware that, look, you're going to take care of your parents just how they've taken care of you. It's a sort of given.
But then it gets real.
Yes, exactly. And that's that.
The penny of adulthood dropping.
Especially when your full Peter Pan syndrome is happening, where you're still trying to get used to the fact that okay, you're 25, 27, whatever. These numbers are just going one way.
Yeah. So you'll have
I'm having major existential crisis right now.
You
25
keep
is a big one though.
I'm 23, so you keep giving me ऐसा
anxiety.
So I'm prepared for it. When it comes, I'm ready.
Wait, 1 second. Pause. We have to discuss this. You are 24.
Yeah.
And Aisha, you are 23.
I turned 23 in May.
I'm going to get up and leave this session because आप तो बच्चे हो.
Ayushi is 27 years old and talking
You're
shit.
27. I thought some 34, 35. I'm thinking it doesn't look that old.
Ayushi is banging. Not a day over 22.
So तो मैं हुई, लेकिन I have been lumped with these children.
Sorry.
Cannot deal. No, but anyway, that's kind of also what we've been saying, that this adulting thing from your mid-20s I think it goes well into the 30s now, where we're still a bit floundering because the age of getting married, having children has been pushed so much.
I'm out of it. Talk for yourself, guys.
No, yeah. So that's what I was saying. The entire idea of अब शादी करनी पड़ेगी, फिर बच्चे होंगे, फिर मम्मी डैडी का वो ऐसा crashing down जो आता है ना.
It will become realer and realer with each passing year, but also that age limit has been pushed. People are getting married at 30. People are having their first child at 35. That's all happening. But because I think everyone here in this room, at least 4 of us, have had protected, privileged upbringings.
Definitely.
And everyone has been very protected and very pampered, and jo chahiye wo mila hai. In general, everyone's led a good life. So we've often discussed this, that when this is the situation, your parents have really been there for you, taken care of you, you are not quite yet ready.
The shock value is far higher.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
which is, I mean, it sounds like we're being ungrateful, but actually, it's just a complicated situation where you're like, thanks, mom, but also why you did so much?
Yeah, man.
Why you did so much for me that now I don't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
But let's go into what we're very excited about. So some of our listeners have written in some questions over the last few days. And since we all four are pretending to be experts in adulting,
functional adults,
we're
semi-functional.
going to read some questions out and everyone is free to answer. So
Yay.
the first question, which comes from, I don't know who.
She was trying to make that sound dramatic, but no, usko pata hi nahi.
She's trying to like really personalize it and like feel
Because
it.
when we're on Cyrus's episode, his listeners, when they write in, they have like he says, this
It's
one
their
from...
Twitter handles. And this was it was a submission of anonymous questions.
Oh yeah, on Instagram. Correct.
So
Anyway,
lovely Instagram follower number 1.
yes. Follow me first. Second is his or her question. How do I break the habit of being constantly broke at the end of the month?
Is this something you'll explore in adulting?
I
think
say
it
that
is.
everyone in the room just shrugged because किसी को पता नहीं.
I don't think there is there's
way.
no formula, but again, I don't personally relate to this because I don't get paid month-wise. There are
Yes.
months when I'm broke.
Yeah.
But again, privileged enough to be sitting at home with mom and dad, don't have to worry about food, electricity
But
bills.
bro, still, being broke is being broke. मतलब मेरा ऐसा
That's
जो
true, मैं घर के बाहर
10,000
नहीं निकलती.
10,000 mark it reaches in my bank account and then I'm like shit. And then
But
I'm
you know how privileged that is, because one day I was complaining about how I only have 7,000 in my account and my friend was like, bro, I have like $400 in my account. I was like, oh, sorry.
no. So
Check your privilege.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, I mean, look, you can check your privilege, but that doesn't mean that your issue or your number, whatever that threshold is not real. It's real for you, it's real for your life.
Absolutely.
Because you know what your expenditures and like lifestyle is.
We've drifted away. We still don't know how to help.
That's
What
right.
recently I started doing is my dad signed me up for SIP.
Amazing.
Lick and sip.
Not lick, he does.
Systematic investment plans.
Yeah, and
Mutual
is
funds
SIP?
are subject to market risk.
so I've got that going on. So even when I'm broke, I know that thoda paisa kahin to hai. So maybe
What is SIP? Like you get money every month.
No,
you have
no,
to pay
invest.
money every month.
So then how do you have money?
It's a
It's
system.
invested
long
eventually.
run.
It's in a mutual fund.
So you can do as little as 500 rupees a month or as a lot, as
but
much as
whatever truck hits
50,000
you and you
rupees a
die
month.
and you could have had an ice cream with that money.
You should have. That's.
It's a valid question.
I'm really sorry. We're not going to have to take that question.
But
Aisha.
we are not going to answer your
This
questions.
is why I'm always broke. This is the reason why I'm always broke.
No, but
Nobody believes that. No one listening is believing that Aisha Ahmed is broke ever.
Bro,
That is hurtful.
okay, but Batao, what are the few things that perhaps you do to save or be conscious of how you're spending?
I do this little thing to save money, which is my everyday thing where I put, it's very silly, but it always helps me. I put money in different parts of my bag. I have 3 bags that I carry like almost every second, third day. So one is a sling, one is slightly bigger, and one's a backpack. So हर जगह ऐसे 100, 200, 10, कहीं different pockets, and then suddenly you're surprised, you're just looking, rickshaw money नहीं है ये वो. Not a way to save money, but it's nice to always find money somewhere.
So this is a way to make yourself, like surprise yourself with a little gift.
Yeah. And I genuinely forget about it. कहीं से निकलते
There's
हैं
another
पैसे.
way Aisha likes to save money. So recently I've been complaining about not having money. So she said, bro, let me buy you stuff and you pay me back whenever, because this is me putting money aside. I'm not spending it. It's going to come back to me at some point. No.
An investment.
It's
when
an
you buy your
investment.
friends.
Are you giving it to her with interest?
No. Just the way, that much
She's
amount.
not like...
Also, I do
अगर
one
उसको
really...
interest ही होता तो लेकिन सिर्फ और mutual funds करती है.
I do one very stupid thing. I don't take money from projects. Like till the time I'm not broke, I don't
You're
take
telling
only.
me,
Yeah, no
God, I
follow
forget
back.
to send invoices all
I
the time.
don't send only on purpose. जब तक ऐसे पैसे खत्म नहीं हो रहे ना, they keep there's one payment that's pending since March, and ऐसा industry में कभी नहीं होगा where people are calling you and saying please पैसे ले लो, हमें project बंद करना है, please पैसे ले लो. I'm just like December तक I'll not take money from them. Then my December छुट्टी will happen, so ऐसा होगा. Yeah.
ये तो बहुत different problem.
और फिर अगर उन्होंने कह दिया कि
But
नहीं देना
हमने
है, तो-
definitely answer नहीं किया ना.
But okay, I have. So I went to a money and personal finance seminar recently
Wow.
organized.
So clearly we know who's making the most money here.
That is
No,
that is very grown
That
up.
doesn't mean
100%.
I'm making the most money. That means I'm trying to save the most money. So they said that a good way to track is maybe not track how much you spend every month, but as soon as your salary or whatever comes in, even if it's whatever 4%, 5%, 2%, whatever the smallest you can spare, keep that aside. So once that is kept away, then the rest of it is for your kharcha. That helps. And there are lots of apps which we don't really know about right now. But we
We're
will
doing some
find out
research
and
because
tell
we have
you
an
guys.
episode coming out on that.
Yeah,
Apps are going to help you save money?
it can help you plan your finances
Personal finance
better.
planning apps. There are good ones.
Because हम
Apps
ना
can do
जान के भी छोटे
anything.
छोटे फिजूल के
हाँ.
खर्चे कर लेते हैं and maybe that 15 rupees you spent on a cigarette isn't necessary. Just for example.
Bro, I spend 500 rupees every single day to and fro cab
Yeah.
Kandivali to Andheri.
I feel you.
Quivered.
Quivered. Quivered.
Yes, but like it happened. Yeah, I have a thing with big words. I always fuck up.
ट्रांसपोर्ट तो बड़ा खर्चा है
But
but
हाँ,
क्या
क्या
करें?
करें? बस
is-
मेट्रो नहीं होता.
Well, the metro's coming in, so in like a few years, you won't have this problem.
we
In a
hope.
few years, I don't hope to be in Kandivali.
And a habit breaks after you consistently do it for some 21 days. ऐसा भी कुछ है. So I think you should listen to The Habit Coach, which is another IVM podcast.
बस हम plug ही कर रहे हैं.
मैं कर रही हूँ क्योंकि Ashton will be able to tell you the answer to this question.
Yeah,
to be honest,
definitely go to
he
like
is a
better,
pro. Yeah.
Definitely.
तो आप Habit
knowledged
Coach को
people.
लिखो ये सवाल वो आपको कुछ अच्छा बताएंगे इंशाल्लाह.
Made up a word.
All right. So the second question, actually one second, we didn't quite answer the first one. But
No, she did. She said,
go to the habit coach.
no. She said, keep
मतलब
some
ये show
money
मत सुनो.
aside. नहीं, she said, keep
मतलब
some money
अगर 200
aside.
रुपए भी रख सकते हो तो आप बचा के रख लो.
Save for a rainy
कुछ
day.
भी या 5 रुपए तो 5 रुपए कुछ तो बचा के साइड में रख ही दो जब चेक आए तब.
ये मैं कॉलेज में करती थी.
Yeah.
मैं पॉकेट मनी आती, I would put like a couple of ₹100 aside, knowing that जरूरत पड़ेगी.
Exactly.
I think though, like one thing, and this is going to be a rather adult thing to say. However, because I've been recently taking an interest in the way that, like, where my money is going, and I have a way more regimented way because I'm on salary. So I get, on the
Monthly
7th,
check.
I'm
Why
paid
haven't
every
you been
month.
talking all this?
No, because you all are talking about your freelance life, which is also a very huge segment of the population now. The youth, everyone's have these alt careers. मैं तो office जाती हूँ. But what you can do is, one thing that my father always told me, which I know it's harder than it sounds, is that your money should be making you money. So when you put money away, how much ever it is, create an opportunity for yourself where that money is not just sitting in your savings, it's doing something. Even if it's appreciating at a very nominal, small rate, it should be making you money.
I'm marrying a Gujarati boy.
You should.
It's happening.
You should. We're good with our
मिठी
money.
दाल every day.
Nah, I don't mind. As long as money is making more money. Money.
No, but try. It's not easy. I know, like, sometimes you're living paycheck to paycheck, and that's totally normal. If you can, however, just think there are rainy days. As we have seen in the last 1 month, many rainy days. We are going to need that money. So, don't online shop 1 month. Put some money aside.
I think online shopping should be banned.
Yeah, it's a huge pit that we fall into.
No, I don't fall into it. I think it's been months since I've been trying to put things in. I have so many things in my cart. There are no orders coming in. My mother's so happy. Every night she sees me on the phone and I'm shopping something. She's like, "Kya kar rahi ho?" I said, "Online shopping." She said, "Means online adding
Window
things to your
shopping.
cart."
Yeah.
Window
shopping.
And
Window shopping.
it's pathetic.
Quite
You see all
literally.
these things you could have, but I can't. I don't know why. So it's so, look, I don't like it. It breaks my heart.
But you can, like, buy yourself things in a while, like, because it's also good to treat yourself, because that makes you more responsible with your money. Because if you buy yourself a certain amount, then you don't feel like you're really restricting or that, I'm not allowed to spend it all or anything like that, because then you binge.
Yeah, I have this personal rule where unless 3 months, 4 months have not passed since the last time I shopped, I'm not allowed to buy anything.
That's nice.
That's
really like
an
that.
answer.
So every sudden when October I will shop because birthday, and then December I will shop because New Year.
Yeah.
Then around it's every 3-4 months.
Means festive calendar को follow करो.
थोड़ा बहुत. और सेल भी आता है वो टाइम पे दोस्तों. हालांकि सेल मेरे को बहुत एंजाइटी देता है क्योंकि कुछ ऑर्डर भी नहीं रहता है, भीड़ भी और कुछ भी किधर भी रहता है.
Everything is everywhere, everything is falling, and then
तो I will always buy from a fresh stock.
Yeah.
पैसा तो बचता नहीं है, but It's like intermittent fasting.
I like it. Intermittent shopping.
I like
this
it.
Is a... All right, let's do question number 2 from Instagram, follower number 2.
Yes.
Okay, this is an interesting one. Did you ever deal with bullying or peer pressure? If yes, how did you cope with this?
Did anyone? I mean...
I was in a boarding school. I got bullied once. Not bullied, but I got ragged. And then I was so funny that my senior who was like ragging me, she fell in love with me. And then we became like pals. So I was like this little one walking around with this like school dada. But yeah, that was my only memory of being ragged. I used to lisp. So she would tell me to say things that I couldn't say at that time. Yeah, mathematics, all of that. So yeah, that was, no. Peer pressure, ऐसा वो बहुत था because like you're living together in a boarding school and everything reaches you. Like boys are saying something, you'll get to hear it. Girls are talking about something, you get to know. Teachers are talking about something, and that growing up age, you're so worried about who's saying what.
Oh yeah.
So my whole thing was body hair. It was the biggest pain of my life. I was in 8th standard and I told mom I want to wax my hands and legs. And mom's like, you're really young, like 14, what are you doing? I said no, and I slyly did my upper lips also in school, and then realized shit, this to grows back and it grows back really fast. That was one thing. I couldn't cope up with it. I couldn't cope up with the shame of having body hair. The first time I made aisa bade chunk mein money came in, I went to a doctor and I lasered my entire body. And also because it helps in work, because otherwise it's just a pain.
It's very annoying, man.
It's very annoying. I did a photo shoot today with my full mooch where I was like, theek hai. Chalega.
I love
I've given up now.
Like a couple of days ago, Aisha and I were talking about this, how we've just... I literally wait for like days when a makeup artist will come up to me and say, Acha, do you want to like probably thread it or like shave? I'm like, no, why? Because it's not going to show on camera.
Yeah.
I was doing this small shoot where there was this insert of my hand required, and nicely I've not waxed for 4 months because I don't need to like... If there's something specific required, I've come to accept everything. And they're like, wo insert can we shave that part of your hand? I was like, why? For half a second ka insert, you want me to shave my hand and make that patch of hair darker than the other hair? Why would I do this to myself?
This body hair thing is real because
It's
actually...
man.
Yeah. I didn't ever get like bullied as such per
It's
se.
called bhalu. In
Bhalu,
school. And
that's
boys would
cute.
scream from like across the dining hall, hey Bhalu, and everybody would know they're talking about me. So there was another girl, I feel so bad for her. At least I was called Bhalu, she was called Bakri because she had hair here.
So I had facial hair in school and I was upset, of course. She knows this. So I was very saddened by it because everyone is like, oh, you have a beard, bro, you have a beard. So I was like, chalo, isko kya karte? Bleach karte. मैंने bleach किया, bleach थोड़ा time ज़्यादा रह गया. Next thing, go to school the next day, golden retriever. Seedha. So I was like, okay, chalo. So how do you deal with it? I mean, how do you cope? Really, how do you cope? It's hard.
You
as a
just
teenager,
learn, As a teenager, you don't understand. You give in fully. Like, aisa sad days have gone by crying. I used to in heat in school. My school was in Nasik and it used to Devlali. Pretty cold, nice, chill weather. But even during lunches, 12 months a year, I would wear sweater. क्योंकि उसमें से हाथ covered होते होंगे. So it was very stressful. Didn't cope with it at all.
But when you overcome it and you're out on the other side,
it's very empowering.
Great. Yeah.
It feels so good when you finally make peace with it and realize that nahi, this is fine.
It doesn't even matter in the grand scheme of things. If people are making you feel shit about something, that's them. That's them and their issues. As I have learned in therapy, how I make people feel shit, it's because of my issues, not them.
This is very true. I'm so happy you learned this little tidbit from your therapist.
Also, going back to the how do you cope with bullying and ragging is something that I also always, like, whenever there are these anxiety and depression talks, like how do you deal with it, is talking, man. I think if you just talk communicate with whoever it is, your dog, your cat, your friend, because you realize whatever it is, because you realize most of the things are in your head. The moment you start saying it or writing it down and then you read it, you realize, oh shit, ye to kuch zyada hi hai. I mean, of course there are like really extreme cases in places where you can't deal with it and you have to get out, and it's very difficult to talk also, but just communicate. It makes
100%. Honesty and communication is key. And also, when I was reading about this peer pressure thing, then I just had a thought right now, which I want to share if you all don't mind.
Yes.
There was an episode of Friends where I don't know if you all remember this, but basically the group is rich and Ross and Chandler have jobs, and then Phoebe is like, guys, I can't afford these dinners or whatever. I feel like that's a huge part of peer pressure in adult life. Your friends have a certain lifestyle, the world has a certain lifestyle, Instagram is showing you a certain lifestyle that everyone should aspire to. You need to evaluate what works for you. Under that whole thing of peer pressure, you shouldn't feel like, oh, everyone is adulting in this way, this is how I should be an adult. No, there isn't a formula.
There isn't a right answer to any. If that's one thing that we've learned throughout the last couple of years, is that everyone is doing their own thing at their own time,
and you have to trust your own process, and you have to trust yourself,
and you have to just be honest to yourself. I think it's so important because now it's a lot better, or maybe I've also grown up. I have older friends, and it's different. But like when we were younger, when you're 16, 17, and you've just started, I got to go out with my friends for dinners and stuff when I was 17. That was like the age ke ab jao अकेले पैसे लेके. We would decide places, and then there were some people who would go to like more expensive places, and some wanted to do less. And I had one friend who would always say कि नहीं मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है यार, I can't do it. And
which
it would make easier.
It
would make easier for all of us. Otherwise, then you're like, अरे why you don't want to come to this place? And that person is just so uncomfortable. And even that splitting the bill thing, hey, everybody will do equally. अरे क्यों equally? उसने बेचारे ने मतलब अपने करीबी में एक French fry मंगवाया तो उसको भी मतलब 300 रुपए. So that's also I digress.
Honesty, but that's true. Just be honest. Be honest. Like if people are putting peer pressure on you, just openly communicate and be like, no.
And I think it's cooler now to say no. I've realized when I was growing, I'm still growing up, whatever. But when I was 16, 17, it was not cool to say no. You couldn't say no to things. Like now it's you're the cool person if you're saying, no, I don't smoke. No, I don't smoke up. No, I don't drink.
That's very true.
Yeah. I like to chill at home. Oh my God, who are you? You are a god.
I related to none of that. I've had a very protected childhood.
Fair.
My brother went to the same school as me, and he was very well known, so nobody messed with me. Then I went to college. My mother was my vice principal, so nobody messed with me.
Matlab, okay, 1 second. So that is the answer to this. How do you deal with bullying and peer pressure? You carry a joke book with you so that your bully likes you. Then make sure that the headmistress is related to you in some blood relation. So kuch nahi hota. But fair.
But I also had facial hair and everything, and my brother called me Wolverine, but I didn't get offended by it. I was absolutely thrilled
to be Wolverine.
Yeah,
fair.
I think I was either very dumb or I was just cool that way that it didn't bother me. If I was even bullied, I probably didn't even notice. I was just dumb in school, and I don't have great memory.
You were like
oblivious.
Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance or मतलब ऐसा समझ होती है. Sometimes the other person is saying shit, they're saying it for like the fun bit, and that's also something that happens in bullying and ragging, where you're feeling that you're doing something for fun and the other person really gets affected. And in your case, you probably were aware and had that much brains at that time where you knew कि हाँ मजाक चल रहा है करने दो. And some people are more sensitive and that comes from what is going on in your life and what is happening with you. How did you grow up? What was your upbringing? That why something that little affects you a lot more than someone else. So maybe it bothered me because I came from a different thought, or for me also being in a boarding school was aisa naya, and being away from family. When you're more like secured, more protected.
That's what I said, fully protected childhood, full life.
Ayushi, do you have any thoughts about bullying and peer pressure?
To be honest, no, I don't think I was bullied as a kid. I was pretty... I don't remember it. Maybe I've repressed it in some deep dark corner, but for the most part, whatever I remember of school, college, high school, growing up, it was fine. Peer pressure wise, yeah, sure. When we all graduated and going to different colleges and all, that was a difficult time in my life. Most of the people know that. And I think I made a few decisions as a young adult based on what other people were doing and what they thought, based on what seemed like the right decisions to make at that time in your life. And it took me a really long time to understand that people are doing things in their own time and space. Like those memes that we keep sharing with each other, like, oh, somebody got their first job at 30, somebody graduated at med school at 19, but everyone's doing their own thing, everyone's living their own
Mark
life.
Zuckerberg, Modi, they wake up at 6 in the morning and do this and that and everything.
Yeah, but there's nothing, I don't feel there's anything wrong with that. Those kind of people, I aspire to be that high functioning on a daily basis, but there's also nothing wrong that if genuinely you got your first job at 30.
That is one thing that I really want to hold people and tell them that stop glorifying the idea of working early, earning money, being busy. Like if you're not, because I went through this phase where I didn't feel like working, and I was like, okay, I want to choose the kind of projects I want to do. I want to see what's happening. I want to give it a break. But because there's so much pressure all around you and you let social media get to you, you start feeling that, like I started feeling that, oh, maybe I'm being a lazy person. Like I'm not doing as much as everybody else is doing. And
Every day I'm feeling this.
Yeah, but I just want to tell people it's okay. Not everybody is made to function
hustle
in a similar
not
way.
everyone can hustle.
Like everybody has a limit on work how your energies are. Like अगर तुम्हें एक दिन काम करना है 6 दिन आराम करना है करो तुम्हें. Like I'm somebody who can work ऐसा 1 month back to back then I need a 3-month break. Like I can't survive, and it's not me being lazy, it's me giving myself that time and respecting my own body.
Self-care,
And my,
I think the point here is that essentially you do what makes you feel
you do
comfortable.
you, Simba.
Yeah. Bas.
But just one additional line to that is don't make other people feel bad about their choices, whatever their choices.
Yeah.
You want to wake up at 6 a.m, work out and then go to work, like that's your thing. Hats off to you.
Yeah.
You want to work till 3 in the morning, I guess. Then that's on you. Like that. I think that's one thing that I've learned having a lot of friends in alternative careers. I think I should stop calling it alternative careers because that is your career. It's just alternative to mine. Is that there's very, very different formulas for what success is. However, wait, since we're talking about success, the next question is actually, it makes more sense. Wait.
Insane.
Instagram follower number 3. In this age of career-oriented lifestyle, how would you personally define success?
Can I please answer this? Because
Yeah.
it hit me very, very early in life, and I'm so happy. Like when I was 16, that's when I decided to start acting, and I thought ki theek hai, I'm the next Kareena Kapoor. I'm gonna be like this A-list actor. And then slowly life started happening. I worked at a few places, and then I realized 1 second, for me, that's the idea of success around me. Like that's what I've always heard. For me, what success is, I look at my aunt and I always tell her this, that I want the day I reach where you are in your life, like you have a husband, you have a child, you have beautiful home, you have a really nice car, and you're this person who's sort of keeping everything together. That's, I think, when you don't have to worry about where my next money is gonna come in from. So मेरा ऐसा बहुत कम है, and that also really bothered me कि why do I not want to be Alia Bhatt? Like why do I mean, of course, I'm not gonna say no to that side of life. If it works out, great. Like inshallah, if things have to fall in place. But I'll be very happy if like at 35, 40, I have a family, घर चल रहा है, and it's all easy. Like, that whole idea of नहीं, I have to reach a certain level. And so I used to feel very shitty कि Acha, am I not passionate enough? Like all the actors around me really want to do this and really want to do that. And I gave myself a lot of shit for it. And then I realized, no, the idea of success can be different for different people. Yep. Like I was with a person who is so passionate and really like focused in life, and he wants to be at a place. And I used to feel bad about that also. Like I'm with someone, he's my partner, and I still don't aspire that. Will he start thinking something wrong of me because I'm not as passionate as him? And then I realized, nahi bro, मतलब उसको वो चाहिए, वो करेगा, मुझे नहीं चाहिए. Like I'm happy in that much. You can't give yourself shit for not. Yeah, that's
fair. I think that answers the question perfectly. Is that you define in the question itself? How would you personally define it? You get to define that success. You get to say what that your future looks like. If you want a house with the white picket fence, dog, and the minivan, and all that generic thing that we've created from the West or whatever it is. Fair, dude. Like that's what you want. There's so many days when I feel like, nahi, mujhe Pilates karna hai. I want to go for lunch. But then I remind myself that no, my idea of what success looks like and what I want to be in like the next 10 years, I can't go off for lunch and Pilates. I have to do XYZ now so that I reap the benefits later. But as long as you're okay with that, you're okay with that sacrifice that you have to make, then fair. That's I don't think there's more or less to this answer. You get to define what success looks like. And like you guys said earlier, it's very cool to say no and say yes and be this different person now, opinionated now. So if someone tells you that that's not what you should do, you can now say, baad mein jao. I want to do this.
Fair, but also I have one little addition. In terms of just like evolution and growth and success, success doesn't always have to be like monetary or career. Once all that, like it's like Maslow's hierarchy, the needs. At the bottom there is food, shelter, and then there is social recognition.
Maybe people can Google this.
Yeah, everybody Google it. But basically, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, once you've sorted out the basic layer where your food, shelter and water is taken care of, over and above that, whatever you deem you've decided as successful is successful.
Yeah.
But I think for someone to have a successful life, this might be a very spacey, cosmosy answer, but everyone is born for whatever reason that they are born for. And to have a successful life, I would say, when you are at your deathbed and you're like, did I live a successful life? I think for that, it is important that you have done some amount of good at large. And that does not mean you've built a school or you've donated a lot of money, but what good have you done? Have you left behind anything of value? Even if it's just for one person, even if it's just for yourself, whatever.
That is so true. I agree. Impact.
Success is, I think that it does, it's a part of that.
You know, that's true. But then I guess the point where I would disagree with you there is that sometimes to be able to create that impact for someone else or to create a legacy of some sort that has affected the lives of even whether it's 1 or 100 million people, whatever that is, sometimes you have to be very tight and okay with who you are first.
Yeah.
To be able to replicate that ripple effect for other people.
100%. That's the foundation of anything you want to achieve. Are you true to yourself? Have you recognized yourself?
Why sometimes people who work in
creative
industries. No, I wasn't. I was going to go with more like the charitable
DJs.
sector, the NGO sector, where they've started their life and they're doing this. Sometimes I see them and I'm like, shit. I'm just not doing enough for my people, for my community, for my country, for my tribe, whatever it is. I'm not doing enough. And then I realize, no. First, let me do enough for me and my family.
How do you fix other things when you're only...
Exact. Charity begins at home.
Yeah.
Guys, first have a home.
Also, you'll never, sorry, we were going in the fun bit, but I'm getting it back. You'll never be able to do enough. How much are you going to do? You're going to save RA, you're going to save the jungles in like Africa, you're going to save like some rivers. You're never going to be able to do enough.
Or you're just going to segregate your garbage at home and at least just start with that instead of posting things about everything else.
You have to try. I think...
Try, but क्या कर लोगे? कितना दुनिया में चीजें हो रही हैं. You can't go save every starving child. You can do your bit a little by little. Obviously, if you make millions and billions of money at some point in your life, and then you can think of, saving all of it. But you're always gonna end up feeling bad कि अरे ये भी हो रहा है यहाँ नहीं कर पाए, ये भी हो रहा है यहाँ नहीं कर पाए. So take it easy. I think this whole pressure of it's come from social media where you have to have a voice and you have to feel for everything and you have to do something. And I just want to tell those people, by you sharing it on Instagram stories, nothing is getting like better. People are more aware. Obviously that leads to some place, but chill kar lo thoda sa. See what you can do and stop feeling so... Like it happened to me where I was feeling bad about everything that I was reading, where I was feeling, and then that would affect my everyday of being, and then I realized नहीं सब नहीं कर सकते, अपना कर लो,
ठीक है,
थोड़ा
तो अपना success अपने आप define कर लो.
I'm good.
Yash, you have anything to add about what
everything
success
has been
means
said.
to you?
I just think that as long as you're happy with what you've managed to do with your life, you're successful.
Yeah.
Thank you. बहुत hard.
Okay.
Bye.
Chalo, this question, next one, is I think relevant to your show. So I think you guys might have a good opinion on this one. What should one do if he or she or they start developing feelings for a colleague?
What should one do if he, she or they start developing feelings for anyone?
No.
It's specifically asked for a colleague.
Question is asking for colleagues. So how do you define? Because you guys have an episode, I think, where there are some dynamics at work that you're trying to navigate and see what you're comfortable with and what you're not. Right. So basis that, what do you
correct. But that's what I meant. It's more or less similar to what you would do if you had feelings for anybody. In the office space, there's a little more. You have to be more respectable. There's more conduct, but as much as you can't just step into a bar and just be like, hey, hi, what's up? Like,
you follow the same sort of rule of conduct with your colleague. And obviously, like in offices, it gets messier because you're seeing that person every day and you're probably dealing with that person every day. But like in the 4th episode, we discussed that it's not about where you're coming from or what you mean. If you like, it's not कि तुम्हें क्या लगता है कि तुम ज़्यादा कर रहे हो या कम कर रहे हो. It's about the other person, like respecting the other person's space. You could do something very small, like you could go up to a person and say, listen, I like you and whatever, and after that still try to like if it's a colleague, still like go touch her or like touch him or be like really touchy. It's not, and you feel that you're coming from a safe space and now you're over it. It's not about that. It's about the other person and respecting what that other person feels. So if that other person seems uncomfortable even with you coming up and talking, stop it. Just be thoda aisa sensitive and
this is assuming people are decent.
कि
वो समझेंगे भी कि, but like if you've developed feelings for a colleague,
we're talking to people that we want them to be decent.
Yes,
I'm sorry to say it. I'm not sorry to say it. I'm only catering this podcast to people who are decent. I want you to be a decent listener. And if तुमको consent की concept नहीं आती ना तो मत सुनो. Means don't listen only. I'm not interested.
There are healthy ways of expressing when you have feelings for someone, and I think like if those feelings are real, and you have to check in with yourself also, it's like, am I just real horny or am I really into this person? Like, do I want to chat with them?
It.
And do I want to get to know them?
I think it's the similarity of it.
Or you, because you know when you start seeing people on a daily basis and they become a part of your everyday life, suddenly you start equating just
habit with
habit and consistency with care. Like you think that, hey, this, and also these days you're seeing someone, you're like, hey, you are gainfully employed. Means you have
something.
And you and I are employed by same office, which means same ability must be there.
All that you can figure out, but I think if you fall in love with a colleague or develop feelings for a colleague or a classmate or a teacher or anybody, just respect the fact of the personal space. मतलब you can be a psychopath also, but ऐसा अपने limit में करके रखो. It makes you happy, staring at somebody, but don't let them know you're doing it. Don't let the other person don't be a psychopath.
Never make someone else feel uncomfortable because of your feelings, essentially.
That's it.
Your feelings are your feelings.
What I was trying to say, but very horribly couldn't, is what I'm like. It's the same as having feelings anywhere else, which starts with letting the other person know that, like trying to be sensitive to the other person's limits and whatever.
But it's always I feel like it's very important for you to get it out. मतलब वो अंदर रखोगे ना,
वो तो मतलब amplify होती है और वो गलत तरीके से भी amplify हो सकता है. वो फिर एक तरफा प्यार
और
भी
तुम
बन
उसे
सकता है.
इतना intense बना दोगे कि the other person feels shit about themselves and without knowing what is happening. हाँ, मतलब बात करो.
Wow, no one has ever been this intensely in love with me at any of my jobs.
आपको पता ही नहीं.
Yeah.
These are the people that you want to be decent, who don't understand consent.
I love it. Thank you,
You
my
are surrounded
decent
by
work
decent
admirers. Okay, that's good. So respect boundaries. Consent is key as always.
Take it slow. Understand the other person's vibe.
And
be sensitive to it.
And what you said earlier, like make sure that this is an actual real feeling and not just something that you're misconstruing as familiarity.
छुट्टी पे चले जाओ, फिर ना एक महीने में ऐसा दिमाग सही हो जाता है 10 दिन. When you see other prettier faces and more handsome looking boys and you realize, oh, I was in that well. Maybe that's why I was thinking I like that person.
Very true.
There's so much more. There's some inside joke that happened between Rytasha and...
We'll tell you later. It's not for all our decent listeners. This is an indecent thought. All right. I think let's kind of wrap up these. We have more questions. My bad.
So we'll try to answer it fat.
Okay,
rapid fire now.
Okay,
I like this
fire.
one.
Go for it.
What is one advice you would give to your younger self as an adult?
No, but this is total rapid fire. So you get think about it. 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You thought about it. Rapid fire. Aisha.
Drink lots of water and sunscreen. Always sunscreen. Water sunscreen.
Okay.
Be super patient. Please learn to be patient and also understand that right now you're free. Like I have this supremely bad habit where if I'm unemployed for a couple of months, I will absolutely do nothing. And then when I'm employed, I'm like, अरे इतना time निकल गया, मैं workout कर सकती थी, मैं खाना खा सकती थी, मैं skin का ध्यान रख सकती थी. Recognize and do. And stop complaining about everything.
Don't skip breakfast, please. Okay, done.
I would tell my younger self as an adult कि life is going to be amazing. You just chill hard and work hard and have faith.
Ayushi, you go.
नहीं तो मेरा advice अभी I think when I was younger, I would like to have, if I could tell my younger self one thing, it would be nothing replaces hard work. No matter how much you try, no matter how many shortcuts you try to take, and this is not some heavy, bhari advice. This is truly because I've tried to take many shortcuts in my life. None of them worked out.
Your shortcuts worked beautifully well for me. I don't know. I think I'm going to jinx it very soon. But I'm one of those last minute procrastinate.
Same. Yeah. We all procrastinate. But I'm saying I do feel by and large, for one thing, nothing replaces hard work. If you work at something, there is a higher chance of you achieving it as opposed to when you didn't work hard for something. That's what I mean.
Consistency and discipline.
Discipline.
I will
rapid fire. Come on, next question.
Okay, so next question. I lost it.
Okay. What is something you wish you knew about being an adult before you became one?
Hey, we just same thing, no?
No, dear. Some
Guys,
advice.
confusion. You everything that you think that would never happen to you in your life will happen to you. You would listen to other people talking about it like, ये
मेरे साथ तो नहीं हुआ.
मैं थोड़ी ना इतनी गधी हूँ. Like you're smarter when you're like 16, 17, 18 and you're like, ये चुते यहाँ पे मेरे साथ थोड़ी ना होंगे. Sorry.
But no problem.
Yeah, so like you think like this is not gonna happen with you. It will happen with you. You will think from your ass and you will be confused.
It's
okay.
It's just consistently being confused and being at your toes. Adulting is a never-ending process. You will still be adulting when you're 60, trying to keep up with your grandkids who are way smarter than you apparently. So, what was the question again?
What is something you wish about you knew about being an adult before
I
you
wish
became
I was more
one?
prepared with being this constantly anxious and constantly helpless, and also social media where you think everybody's got it together. And you're like, अरे मैं ऐसे कैसे मैं 4 दिन घर पे बैठी रह गई, मैंने कुछ किया नहीं, अब कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा ना. तो वो वाली फीलिंग इज ओके. ये काश पता होता. अडल्ट बनना मतलब ओ लाइफ इज अमेजिंग. तुम शॉपिंग कर सकते हो, तुम्हें जब चाहे केक मंगा सकते हो, जब चाहे आइसक्रीम खा सकते हो. सिर्फ ये नहीं होता, वो भी होता है. एंड इट्स अ मच नीडेड प्रो बिकॉज अदरवाइज अडल्टिंग सक्स.
No, I love it,
you
bro.
need
Like
to be
I'm
able to
getting
call
like
ice
little
cream at
in it. I'm loving it. Like it's blowing my mind. The things that I can do, the things that I thought I would never do, the person that I'm becoming. It's just like, मतलब लग गए, but ठीक है. Bring it on.
Dash?
I wish I knew that hydration is key. I really wish though that the real adult drink is water.
I should have oiled my hair more. I should have made less fun of people who oil their hair in school because they are laughing now with their
silky locks,
long luscious hair. Yeah,
Nothing happens. I oil my hair all the time.
And you have nice hair now.
Please, I'm wearing extensions. It's a lie.
Moving on swiftly.
Yes.
Should we do one last question?
The last one I think is how do you find the sweet spot between work-life balance? Matlab, if you find it, listeners, let us
Please
know.
tell us.
Please tell. Like I'm losing it. I think my mother's gonna disown me, and I think my friends are gonna get upset. And it's so weird. I'm in that spot where my mother's not happy because I'm not spending enough time with her. My friends are always telling me, "Tum to are busy ho gayi ho, you're not around." And at work, I'm always late. So I don't know where am I.
That's
Stuck in traffic.
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
Say no. Yeah, she was saying something.
I think I know where I am on social media.
Yes,
That's
it's
the
a
only
trap.
when I go to sleep. No, that's the only memory I have of the entire day because everything has passed by. I only remember what I did on social media.
I have zero work-life, social life balance. If I'm working, I'm only working. If I'm chilling, I'm only chilling. I cannot balance shit.
This is a lot of the freelance life. So maybe Ayushi, you can give us a better structured answer.
Yeah.
Alternative
Because
careers
Ayushi does
can't answer.
Monday to Saturday and then वो Saturday night party तो करती है.
Yeah, so I do, mine is a Monday to Saturday week.
Yeah.
So Friday night, actually one problem has happened is that because I go out on Friday night and I've been getting better at dealing with work on a Saturday, being hungover, my body has decided to take this in the opposite way. The lesson that we've taken away is, you are managing with your hangover and your work is still happening. So that means you can go on Friday and rage. This is not the takeaway lesson.
Rage. Yeah. But beta,
not regular drinking wine with the ladies. Rage.
No, that's on Wednesday.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
I'm not ashamed. To get through adulthood, I have many vices that I reach out to and use.
Please mention your age.
27.
Good.
Yeah.
Legal drinking is good drinking.
Yes.
Legal smoking.
We've said it that like
It's
drink,
allowed. I don't
drive, smoke responsibly, everything. However, it's fine. You can. It's not easy. So use certain crutches in moderation to help you if that's what.
Moderation.
Yeah, if that's what gets you through and that's how you choose to blow off some steam. Fair
See,
enough.
I just have one thing to say. no matter how hard you try, no matter how many books you read, no matter how many articles you read, you'll never feel like you've had enough time for everything. So wherever you are in that moment, just breathe. Don't sit in one place and think, oh shit, मुझे इतने बजे वहाँ पहुँचना है. Oh shit, I have to be there. You've decided to be in one place. Be.
Breaking your head over something and losing your entire like sanity over a problem, whether it's at work or in your personal life, is not worth your time and energy and effort.
As a priorities, I think once you
guys,
set,
some problems are worth your time and energy.
They are, but not like
let's
going
not do
crazy
this.
over.
Yeah.
I'm saying when you actually like physically can't function, or if you're having like a mad breakdown purely because of stress, because of maybe a work, or if it's a personal life issue.
You know, that happened to me very
but that's
recently.
very inevitable.
One
Like
of
that feeling is inevitable.
That's what I don't want. I know we disagree on this fundamentally, and I'll take a stand
like
on this.
nothing should be able to affect you that much.
No,
Even though
yeah,
it does
that's
affect
not
me.
true.
That's
That's
not in
not
your
true.
hands. See, that's something like nobody wants that. It's not in your hands. When some things happen to you,
And by the way, being affected by something does reflect a certain amount of care and investment that you've put in that act or that person or that job or that project. So if it is affecting you, it's okay.
But
Just
nothing
But then
is
what
worth your
happens
mental
after that?
peace.
So I recently got hung up on by a casting director because I said no. Like he was like, oh, okay, fine, bye, thanks. Then this one person said, are you interested or not? Like very condescendingly. So it affected me because obviously I'm not in a great headspace, which is why I'm not going for auditions right now. And ऊपर से तुम ऐसे मेरे पे attitude झाड़ रहे हो. So it ruins my entire day. Now I get that it shouldn't affect me, but it does. So what do I do?
See, we have to, things will affect us, but we have to recognize that they are affecting us. Do they matter in the long run? We have to keep checking in with ourselves. Why are you reacting the way you're reacting to a situation? Why are you upset in this moment? Is it something that is in your control? Is it not? Assess these things. Ask yourself. You have to constantly keep checking in with yourself. And that's when I feel like you can figure out your own sweet spot. But you have to check in with yourself at every step.
I check in, I repress, and then suddenly it comes like, wow, weren't you upset about this?
I think it's more about, it comes from, like those are the little steps that you take towards it. But I think when you start prioritizing things in your life where this has been happening to me a lot, where people are hanging up on me and really giving me attitude like, "Arey, ye kaun hai? How does she decide to say no for a project or whatever?" Now I've made peace with the fact that nahi, ye meri priority nahi hai. I have so many other things that I have to worry about. Is pe I will not stress. And when there are other things that are worrying me, I've realized कि अब ऐसा stress आने वाला है. It's like a wave. It's gonna keep hitting you. How much am I gonna lose my... And then that comes back to being present in that moment. If I've decided to get late and not make it to a meeting or whatever, and I've decided because I want to sit there and have that extra conversation with a friend or sit and look at the beach for an extra moment or whatever, कि but अब मुझे बैठना है. And I'm enjoying this. Now if I'm going to sit here and worry about that and then reach there and be sorry about, तो ऐसा gone, no? Then there is just everything is, just
I think that's great.
Your priorities. Like the moment you have it right in your head, कि why am I here? Why am I doing this? Bus. I think that should pretty much.
I'm also learning from you guys in this being present thing. That's like, these are things that I learned from Tash. I will be honest about it. These are things that, because sometimes I feel she has this mental bandwidth to see things from a 360 view as opposed to just seeing it with like the blinders on. You get to see a lot more like, oh, is this actually going to disrupt me in any shape or form? Or what's the extent of how much I'm going to let this affect me? Because I come from a very different school of thought, which is just stop fucking complaining about everything and do what you got to do.
Suck it up and deal is Ayushi's school of thought.
No, but
I may be generalizing, but this is a very like office wala.
No, it's not. It's not an office wala mindset, because like this is an issue that I've been having in general, kind of communicating with this thing where it's not like I'm being harsh or saying that it's unfair or that you shouldn't talk about mental health or these aren't priorities that you should be affected by every Tom, Dick and Harry that comes into your life. Absolutely not. But you know, the part of adulting or this being a baby adult or what is this, miscellaneous adult, middle whatever the stage is that we're calling, I think it's very important for us to stop giving so much credence to the outside stimuli. That actually the thing is, you know, my this one said this, so then I have to also think that, then I also have to do this, so this. No, stop it. Stop, first of all, complaining to 10 people about what you're going through.
Because if you're complaining, you're really not working on yourself.
And also if you're complaining,
blaming.
तुम्हारे पास time है. तुम्हारे पास time है complain करने को. मतलब you have time for this work-life balance, right?
Yeah.
You have. It's. I'm saying
call back.
Like break it down into that.
Yeah.
Today like your work-life balance is what you choose it to be. But if your job requires you to put in like 20 hours a day,
You chose it, no?
you chose this.
Suck it up and do it.
Stop it.
Yeah.
That's part. You think tomorrow our parents who have given us this life, as if tomorrow your dad can say, "Nahi, actually the thing is nahi karna."
Haan,
My mom is like,
exactly.
"Nahi, my students have to teach them. Actually today I'm very tired."
Yeah.
If you've chosen a certain job and profession, own up to it.
Yeah, and you know why you're also doing it because of your selfish reasons.
Exactly.
So you want to reach a certain place, you want to make a certain amount of money, you want a certain amount of things coming in. But yeah, okay.
But fair. Anyway,
Yeah.
guys, this has been a lot of fun, and it's why we've gone really over our time. But
Yeah, this is a long episode.
But let's quickly just give everyone. Adulting is available. It's all streaming now.
Yeah, do
all
you wanna
2
tell us?
episodes.
Wait, is
All
this all
4
we're talking
episodes.
about?
All 2 seasons. Sorry.
Yes.
2 seasons, 4 episodes are out. The 5th and the last episode
Wait,
of
when
season
does
2.
this podcast come out?
It'll come out on Thursday.
हाँ, तो all episodes are out.
Yeah,
then all the
yeah,
episodes
all of them will be
Oh,
out by then.
Okay. All the episodes of Adulting are out on YouTube season 1 and season 2.
So please binge when you're trying to do work-life balance.
Yeah,
Binge
and listen to
adulting.
our podcast also.
When you're
Yeah.
fed up and you don't want to own up to anything and you're like, आज मुझे कुछ नहीं करना है, you have to listen to this podcast and watch
And
all.
discover कोई भी कुछ नहीं कर रहा है.
Thank you for joining us, ladies.
Thanks
this has
so
been
much.
lovely.
Thank you guys. This has been like therapeutic. Like it's
This
been
was
nice.
therapy. This was therapy.
Yeah.
This is
week.
therapy,
This was
yeah.
good. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram.
And if you want to reach out to me, I am at Rytash, Rytash, on Instagram.
And if you want to reach out to me, I am at Just Ayushi on Twitter. That's JUSTAYUSHI. And on Instagram, I'm Ayushi A9. AYUSHI A9.
Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, Don Bradman, and now Cyrus Brocha. Okay, probably not in the right company. I mean, Don Bradman is Australian. But it's called Cyrus Says, a wonderful show about everything. Find the show on the IVM Podcast app, ivmpodcast.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
How many times have you motivated yourself to improve your sleep, or lose weight, or be more productive? How many times have you failed? Hi, my name is Ashton Doctor. Tune into my show, The Habit Coach Podcast, where we focus on creating small, tiny habits to improve your life instead of those big, impossible tasks. So make listening to me a habit every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com or on your favorite podcasting app.